Before I begin, please indulge me. I want to comment on the terrorist attacks that have taken place in Brussels. The thoughts and the prayers of the American people are with the people of Belgium, and we stand in solidarity with them in condemning these outrageous attacks against innocent people. We will do whatever is necessary to support our friend and ally Belgium in bringing to justice those who are responsible. And this is yet another reminder that the world must unite. We must be together, regardless of nationality or race or faith, in fighting against the scourge of terrorism. We can and we will defeat those who threaten the safety and security of people all around the world.
Hey guys, it's the week of the attacks in Brussels, and the question that has to be asked now is, as well as last November in Paris, is whether this was a false flag attack or not. This question is relatively easy to answer with yes, because the EU has indeed deliberately let in many followers of ISIS and al-Nusra to Europe without any registration or control at the border. Europe is to be transformed in a police state like America by such terrorist attacks. In this moment, Europe is moving in this direction in a record time. The real question now is whether it was an attack of real terrorists or terrorists that got the support of a secret service. And it is notable that as well as last November, there are again some ludicrous coincidences. In this video, I'm going to highlight the most obvious of them. The first coincidence that caught my particular attention, it can be found in the New York Times but also in many other newspapers, is that the bomb that exploded in the subway detonated precisely at 9:11, so 11 minutes after 9 o'clock in the morning. That's really interesting. The New York Times wrote, and you can find the link in the description below, then at 9:11 a.m. the timing may just have been an eerie coincidence. A bomb tore through a car in the rear part of a subway train, pulling out of the busy Malbec station at the height of the morning rush, killing at least 20 people. That is actually an extreme coincidence, and I wonder now if the timer of the bomb was precisely 9/11, in memory of 11 September, or perhaps it was already 9:12 or 9:13, and the newspaper cartel has decided to write this time in all articles because they think we are totally stupid and do not understand the message behind it. Then of course the date is interesting as well. The attacks took place on March 22nd. In English, the date, written in the following order, gives the number 322. Coincidentally, this is also the number of Skull and Bones, which is a very famous elite circle or secret society. We know, for example, from the current US Secretary of State John Kerry that he is a member of this secret society, and all members of this secret society are known as Bonesmen. The number 322 is a very special one in numerology. For instance, the sum of 322 is 7, a number that is always of great importance. You have to watch the video of Christine Lagarde, IVF CEO, if you want to know how much the occultists are in favor with this number. The link is in the description below. Even more interesting, however, is the following. The inverse of the number 322 is 233, and in the Fibonacci sequence, this is the 13th number. In the last Apple iPhone commercial from the last year, there's also a hint for this number. If you connect both numbers with each other, you will get the number 666. Together with the number 888, it is one of the most important ones for occultists. You may know that this number appears again and again, and there are thousands of crazy coincidences and calculation examples, etc., which I will not explain here. Much more important is that I already expected something bad is going to happen in March due to The Economist magazine that I bought 2 months before. The sun on the cover is looking on the 3rd month of the year. If you accept that the 12 months of the year are meant, it is logical, since it takes 1 year that planet Earth orbits the sun. It is also obvious that in March the spring equinox is meant, which was on March 20th. and between March 22nd, the day of the attacks, there are exactly 40 days left until May 1st. Mark Pescio, a popular ex-Satanist, speaks about the Occult Season of Sacrifice and that it is very likely that strange events are going to happen during this time. You should definitely watch his video if you are interested in such things. The link is in the description below as well. Also on page 35 in The Economist magazine, there's another veiled reference. In the upper right corner you see a black sun or a total solar eclipse. In March 2016 a total solar eclipse took place that was seen in Indonesia and in the Pacific region and at the height of the equator. So another sign that points towards March 2016. Under the solar eclipse you see 3 people staring at 4 gravestones, 2 cross-shaped gravestones and 2 simple smooth gravestones. With this information, one can again conclude that March 22nd, 2016 is meant. Even more interesting is that under the sun you can see that there's kind of a half-timbered house that has already gone up in flames. Brussels is the capital of Europe or the EU, and no capital is more famous for this kind of gorgeous houses in the city center. There's also an exaggerated representation of the flames in the colors black, red and yellow, and there are 2 countries in Europe on which flags those colors are dominating, Germany and Belgium. The spirit-like shape in the second flame is also very strange. This second flame might point to a second terrorist attack in Europe. I expect that Germany will also be hit by such terrorist attacks soon. However, it remains to be seen. I wish all families of the victims a lot of strength, and I hope that we will not be hit by new terrorist attacks within the next 40 days until May 1st, even if there are some worrying signs. Mark Pescio talks about the days around the 19th and 20th April because of certain historical events in the past. He shares the opinion that those days are very important in the eyes of the occultists. He mentioned that if something strange is happening within these 40 days, then it is almost certain that the attacks are false flag events. At that time, all theories are rather uncertain and you cannot buy any of them. On the one hand, it is very likely that a lot of real terrorists came to Europe. On the other hand, there are all those strange coincidences and the connection with The Economist magazine and the occult. It is exactly the same pattern as last time in Paris. Those of you who are familiar with probabilities should question the official theory. Thanks for watching this video and see you next time.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, a secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend to do it.
And we'll be watching. Be safe on the campaign trail. John Kerry, thanks for joining us. And we'll be right back.
Century.
All right. Also, were you a member of Skull and Bones in college, Bush? Were you in the same secret society?
That's all right. Let me answer this question.
Excuse me, were you arrested? Whoa. Is anybody watching this? I didn't do anything! Ow! Ow! Ow!
That's what makes us a great country. That people can stand up and tell people what's on their mind.